Okay, everybody. I'm not sure if we're live or not yet. So if you can hear me, please put a thumbs up in the chat room because Cresha will be here just shortly. And so what we're going to do is try to keep up with what's going on in the courtroom as best we can. Can anybody hear me? Can y'all hear me? I'm going live. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start reading from the tweets and and things that we've got here. So Caitlin Hart, reporter, says that mainly reporters and bloggers are in the courtroom today. Detectives are here as well, and they're waiting on Judge Boyce. And it says that Archibald is about to make his argument. That's what Caitlin says. Justin Lum, let's see what Justin Lum says. Justin Lum, uh, excuse me, is there today. Let's see. Can y'all hear me or am I just talking? Do you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Okay. So Justin Lum has, I'm refreshing him and he says that he hasn't tweeted for a minute. So I'm going to see what the squad, the true crime squad is having to say. So they're there in Fremont County in the courtroom ready to observe and so they're given. So they said that you could hear a pin drop in there, and they're waiting for the judge. There is construction going outside, and you can hear hard rock playing faintly in the background. Judge Boyce enters the courtroom, opens the hearing, motions for a new trial. Jim Archibald, our client, still reserves all the other appellate rights and other than the is contained in the motion for the new trial. That's what Archibald says per Caitlin Hart. Let's see if Justin is saying anything else because Justin's there today. Let's see. Let's see. Sometimes it's hard to find the latest thing that they did say. Okay, let's see what the True Crime Squad is saying. So, Archibald for the defense. The motion was filed due to errors. The motion was filed due to errors made in the trial. If a new trial is granted, Archibald anticipates the state will ask to combine Chad and Lori's trial again. So that's what Archibald says. That's very interesting. So let's see what Caitlin is having to say now. Caitlin, what is Caitlin? Caitlin. She's saying the same thing. Archibald states that if he anticipates that if the court grants this motion, the state will seek to combine Lori and Chad's cases again. Wouldn't that be something, folks? Okay. See what the True Crime Squad's gotten to say. Well, I've got out of the True Crime Squad and into something else, so let's leave that one alone. True Crime Squad says, and they must be sitting on that little bit of information again. Was Archibald thinking to say a thing like that? Let's see. Let me look back in here in the chat and see how things are going. Y'all can still hear me. You can still hear me good. Okay, well, let's go back and see if Caitlin says something else. Caitlin says, Archibald argues that the language in the indictment is not correct. Therefore, Lori should be granted a new trial. The indictment says the conspirator was among 5 people: Lori, Chad, Alex, and other conspirators. Archibald says, I don't fault the court as much as I do the government and the way that they filed this indictment. So that's what Caitlin says. Let's see what the True Crime Squad is saying about this. True Crime Squad. the court made an error in the jury instructions for the trial. Archibald blames the state for the errors. The indictment that came from the grand jury said that there were 5 co-conspirators. This indictment was read to the jury, indicate 5 co-conspirators, folks. So, yeah, I think there's 5 co-conspirators too. But I don't think she needs a new trial over it. I think we could give them a trial. So let's see what Caitlin says. Caitlin says, for context, according to the Cornell University legal definition of conspiracy, an argument between 2 or more people to commit an illegal act, along with an intent to achieve the agreements and goals. Archibald says, for the court and the government to then, at the end of the 7 weeks in Boise, to all of a sudden say, just kidding, not really 5 people, it's 2 or more, because the definition of conspiracy, this was a mistake created by the government. That's what Archibald says per Caitlin Hart. Are y'all hearing me? Are we doing okay? We're doing okay. Yes, we're doing okay. Okay, let's see if Justin Lum has got something to say in here. Justin Lum must be overwhelmed by this. Okay, let's see. I must be in the wrong place for getting Justin Lum. Let's see what Caitlin has to say. Man, they are really coming with it today, aren't they, folks? Who would have thought he would have said that? Caitlin says, Archibald is saying that this clerical error that led to the amended indictment was not actually a clerical error. We believe that this mistake from the way the government drafted their indictment was prejudicial and should not have been allowed. That's what Archibald says. Well, he's taking it. Okay, let's see what the True Crime Squad, what they're hearing here. He says they've got the same thoughts. This was a mistake made by the government, and the jury was given 2 definitions of conspiracy. The indictment said 5 people. The state said 2 people. Well, we've all been saying that, folks, that there's way more than 2 people involved in this. So I'm guessing that they are coming up with some things about this. So also, let's go back and see what Caitlin's having to say. Caitlin, let's see. Okay, she's not updated yet. Can you imagine, folks, that they're wanting to drag some more people in this? Good for you, Lori. Get them all arrested. Okay, now Caitlin says, Archibald, our third point for asking for a new trial is based upon a news interview that a juror gave to a reporter. This is in reference to Nate News Now's interview shortly after the trial. You can watch it here. That's what Caitlin is having to say. So they're bringing up that interview with Nate, and we all know that this juror and his wife watched this information after the trial. He obeyed all the rules. He was just saying that even after the trial, he watched the shows and he could see that if Arizona had handled it different, then we would not be where we are. It doesn't take a genius to come up with that, but I mean, he was able to come to that after one night of watching TV after the trial. So let's see what else is going on with Caitlin. Okay, so Caitlin says, Archibald, both the jurors and the reporters were very respectful of the process, and the attorneys and all the court staff. The jurors and the reporters indicated their respect toward the process from start to finish of the trial. I'm not criticizing either of them, is what Archibald was saying. per Caitlin Hart. Let's see if the true crime have got something else that they can let us know about. They're talking about Nate's interview, the same information almost that we got from the true crimes. That we got from Caitlin. I must be in the wrong place to get Justin Lum's. But Caitlin is doing a good job, y'all. We were kind of worried about it, but I think she's coming through for us and giving us some information that we need. Okay. Okay, so she started a new thread. Sorry, I'm new at this courtroom tweeting thing. So just when I was giving her a compliment, she's trying to lose me, and I've got to chase her around. So Caitlin Hart said that Archibald is arguing that the jury was interviewed and that the jurors were confused with their instructions that when deliberation began. I don't know if that's so or not. Okay, so let's see what else can be said about this. I don't know why she said this is in a new thread, because it's in the same thread, I think. 18 seconds ago, Archibald, based upon our motion for a new trial, if the court grants the motion, then we'll again attack 404B evidence. Some courts just stay a mile away from this character evidence because of the traps it sets. Okay, so that's what Caitlin said, that based upon the motion for the new trial, if the court grants the motion, then again we'll attack 404 evidence. Wow. Okay, Justin Lum. Let me see if I can find Justin Lum. Because I'm having a hard time finding his. Okay, let's see. Caitlin says Lindsay Blake is about to begin her argument. Okay, excuse me, folks. I guess y'all doing okay in the chat. Krisha is going to come in a little bit, but I just wanted to get started with them because I knew that we're all waiting here in the chat and we're wanting to hear what's going on in the courtroom. And so Caitlin and Justin Lum and the True Crime Squad and anybody else that can give us what's going on, we're listening to them. Okay, let's see. Because I'm ready to hear what Lindsay Blake has to say, y'all. I'm anxious to know what Lindsay Blake is going to say. Oh. Yay.
Bippity boppity boo.
Yay.
Thank you so much. You know, I'm just always so freaking late. Y'all need to get me in check. Please, it'll be the first time ever.
So glad you're here.
Oh, so good to see y'all. All right, so Caitlin, right? I'm just so scared. Like every time I refresh, it's gonna drag my computer.
I know. Lindsay Blake is supposed to be starting her argument.
Oh, let's ask how we sound. Make sure
I'll
we're
do
not.
the same.
Make sure we're not echoing. Hey, everybody, how you doing? top of the morning to you.
I have said that to nobody.
You just slid in. Thank you, though. Thank you. I was like sitting here with my hair wet. I was like, yeah, it's not happening. So it's like, stroke or just calm the hell down,
Yes.
and have Donna. Oh, she doesn't sound good now. Now I have a lot of background noises, but I can mute. That's weird. It was okay. Thank you, KJ.
Okay.
I gotta mute myself again, though. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I dance. I am dancing. How about that? I can dance if I want to. She's echoing. I wonder if you're echoing now since you did the Google. Remember how you said you had to mess with the sound? Maybe it's
Yeah, let me
yours.
check it.
Okay, I'm going to look at. Well, I'm gonna try and refresh this. Crusha the refresher. Y'all, I'm a nerd. Okay, KJ's a pro at this. Okay, it says new thread. Sorry, Archibald. Based upon. Wait, whoa. What the hell? I'm trying. I'm old. That's 5 minutes ago. Okay. 4 minutes ago. Did you already say, Archibald, we never asked for a separation of the trials. It was Chad Daybell who asked for his own trial. That's why we're okay to have our new trial reset at the same time as Chad Daybell's trial. Wow. Did you already read that one? Okay, here's a 2 minute ago. Why do they go out of order? Anyways, it says very technical legal talk right now about the Idaho criminal code. Lord knows they know their code, especially what defines a victim. Everybody's like, you're doing great, Caitlin. 17 seconds ago, it says, to clarify, the first reason Lori's attorneys want a new trial is because of a modification to the jury instructions during the trial to include the term, quote, and or, unquote, rather than the and, that's in quotes, that was originally there dealing with the charges of conspiracy. Good God. They are down to the letter of the law. Okay. Just sitting here popping bubbles and shit. Let me see. I don't even know if this is a good idea. Okay, I did it anyways. I'm sorry, I'm mumbling. I don't need to mumble. Okay. Okay, now Lori is very diligently writing notes on a yellow legal pad. She's still drawing. Oh, so she's there today? Oh. I wonder why they would... No, I'm not looking at the chat, so I can't, see any of your wonderful ideas. But I wonder why... Why would she want to... Whatever. Why would she want to put her trial with Chad's if she's already been... Well, she ain't got nothing to lose. She's already won, in my opinion. Got death penalty off the table. Okay, let's see what we got now. Yeah, no, that's not new. Okay. Just chilling. Oh, I forgot I was gonna make some art. And you know how we've always said, all kinds of, funny names for Chad Daybell. I mean, there's Daybell, B-A-A-L. There you go. And that's the evil spirit or whatever. I don't even know, but it's over storms, basically. I was like, well, that's appropriate. Still, that's the last thing. Lori writing diligently. So how's everybody doing? Let me know where you're at today. I'm in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Still worried about, well, not worried, but still having to chase this hooker, you know. Prison Barbie. Come on. And now Nate, he pumps them out. I gotta give him that. He's about quality and quantity. He needs a break though with the carpal tunnel probably. All right, I'm gonna try and refresh. Just see. Sorry, I'm boring in between. Someone is weed whacking outside the courtroom and the window is open. So it is unfortunately very hard to hear Lindsay Blake right now. Okay, so she's over there kicking rocks just like us. So, all right. Oh, I need to do my split screen. Let me try and be technical. Let's see. I don't think that's it. I don't even know how. You know, that's how. I just don't mess around in here. Hardly. Never computed. I always just use my phone. Which is what I might do now. So I can at least look at the chat. I can look at Twitter on my phone. Let's see. Hold on, I just logged down. So yeah, someone's weed whacking outside the courtroom and the window is open. So it is unfortunately very hard to hear Lindsay Blake right now. That made me crack up though. You know, that it would be my luck. You know, like a rock would fly through right about that moment. And where I come from, I don't know how it is where y'all come from, but where I come from, it's weed eating. We say weed eating, which sounds silly now. You're going weed eat outside? Sure. I don't weed eat. That shit hurts. Some people say weed whacker, like she did. Let's see. Niente. Let's see here. Okay. Blake is referencing other court cases where amended indictments have ended up not impacting the outcome of the case. So, there's that. Caitlin sent a tweet out that says, you know, it's less than a minute ago. Blake is referencing other court cases where amended indictments have ended up not impacting the outcome of the case. You know what's great though is like whenever I was in Boise and the courtroom was just so intense for me. Like I really just couldn't handle the weight in there. It was so heavy and just bleh. Nice building, newer, you know, but it's just I don't know, as soon as I walked in the doors it was just like bleh, and it just drains the energy out of you. And I would go outside more than a couple occasions And I would pull KJ up. She'd be reading the tweets. And there'd be like 1,200, 1,300 people in chat. And I would just sit there and I would read. I would just sit there and that was my grounding. That was me connecting with something comfortable, because God knows I was in a foreign place with no vehicle until Jason got there, and then I'm looking as I talk. But it was very lonely, scary. Okay, 12 seconds ago, Blake says the defendant was always on notice that she was charged with grand theft. Again, on that ground, the state would argue that the defense fails to meet any burden. Ba-dum, psh. All right. So again, Blake says, quote, the defendant was always on notice that she was charged with grand theft. Again, on that ground, the state would argue that the defense fails to meet any burden. All right. Okay, one day I'm gonna pull Twitter up on my phone. Allegedly. No, I can't type. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have to re-download it. That's how much I don't get to enjoy shit. I wish I could just social media. You guys are the heart of that. Nothing. Maybe this is fishing, huh? 2 minutes ago it says, Blake says the indictment may be amended at any time before the prosecution rests. Again, Blake says the indictment may be amended at any time before the prosecution rests. So, how about them apples? Of course, I could just I could just share my screen. That way I can look at both. That's how old I am. I'm so old. I don't know. Well, looky there. Oh, good. Now I can see your comments. All right. Yes, great job, mods. KJ says, Lori is wearing orange stripes and orange flip-flops. I hope one, I'm going to throw this in. I'm going to add to it. I hope one of the flip-flops is way bigger than the other. That'll piss you off. Anyways, yeah. Government issue, no yoga pants or leggings for the hussy. I wish somebody would have told me no yoga pants, because once you go yoga and then you get fat. I was like, oh shit. Too late to turn around. Oh, I gotta go check the tweets, huh? I'm not good at this. Let's see here. Oh hell. I'm trying not to make y'all sick. I mean, do you have to keep doing this, or can you just... Oh, there's one. Blake is quoting the juror, as Larry says, the juror. Uh-oh, wait, this one first. So this one says, Blake says, any statement reported to be made by juror number 8 should not be considered by this court. If the court were to consider those statements, the defendant's motion would still fail. Haha. And then, see, why do they jump around? Anyways, it says, Blake is quoting the juror who said that the jury instructions were clear while they were deliberating. A follow-up interview was done where he was asked if he found the jury instructions to be confusing, to which he said, quote, I personally did not, unquote. So bam. In your face. Kicking your banner all over the place, right? We will rock you. Yeah, I just was hanging out kind of down here, and it was just kind of, it would just, they would like look like a machine or something. I don't know. Now I'm really making myself sound older. And I'm also flat ironing my hair, so. To be a girl, you know? Let's see. Thank y'all for being so patient. I do appreciate it. Let me do these so I don't get all confused. Seems to be a little bit. I wish those things would go away. They're kind of big. Okay. Oh. See, they just flip. Okay, 13 seconds ago. Actually, let's go here first. Blake says, Juror 8 is unequivocal in stating the jury instructions were clear, and that 404B evidence which was introduced was not considered for any purpose other than in the instructions provided by the court. This is in reference to body camera footage of Charles Vallow speaking to police about Lori. Oh, I just read the bottom. I'm sorry. I just read the bottom of it. Oh my God. Okay, so this one, which is the most recent, says, Blake says, in the follow-up interview, the juror specified he did not observe anything of that nature until after he had been released by jury duty. Unquote. Sorry. This is in reference to body cam footage of Charles Vallow speaking to police about Lori. You know, it just makes me think back of, like, whenever, how Lori acts, you know, in the public, like she's something special. And it's like, no, boo. You're like, no, we're not watching you. We're not looking at you because you're cool or cute or funny or nothing positive. We are looking at you because you are infamous. You are a child killer. You know? And it's just weird. It's so weird. You know, she's gotten attention her whole life with her looks. Her personality used to be okay. Before she murdered my family, you know. Okay. Oh, I already did those. I feel like it's whack-a-mole. Let's see. Going fishing. Oh, Lord. Her boobs freak me out. Oh, okay. See? Did it again. Sorry. I'm a giggly girl. That's what I do. So I guess I'll just kind of read. Oh, no, because they're out of order, and I'll just screw them up. In the follow-up interview, the juror specified he did not observe anything of that nature until after he had been released by jury duty. This is in reference to body cam footage of Charles Vallow speaking to police about Laura Hoare. Another thing I was thinking, I know y'all just want to know what all I'm thinking. Just in case. Let me take a sip first. Let's see. So, you know how whenever Lori was, when Melanie Gibb was at Chad's preliminary hearing, and the woman nothing has fazed the woman. Nothing. And that's scary, right? We're just all waiting for her to have a reaction. Something, you know, anything. But whenever Melanie Gibb called Lori a core whore, oh my God, you know, she about came unglued. She was like, I have to get an explanation for this, you know? What the hell? So I was like, you got to be smarter than the tool you're working with as far as victim impact statements go. We have something cooking, kind of, you know? It's nothing big, nothing illegal. Just a little multiple, it's multiples. You know, we like to multiply around here. multiple probations, multiple lives, multiple wives, so multiple statements. And I was like, I should maybe aim for Juror. I'm still gonna request, like ask the judge to, I think that'd be the smart thing to do, is ask the judge, get denied basically, send a request or whatever, just so he can deny me. That way I'm in there. That's why I never would sign up. I was just like, I'm not a victim. I just want to read it. That's all I said from the beginning. I was like, I just want to read my damn impact statement. Pretty much since the beginning. Okay. Alright. Come on, Caitlin. Okay. Boyce is prepared. What? Oh my god, I'm gonna fall down. Oh wait, let's read this one first. Well, good God. Okay, it says Archibald is finished with his follow-up argument. Okay. Well, what did he say? Okay. Let me just make sure. Alright. Okay, so Boyce is prepared to make a ruling. So fall out your chair right now, because Boyce is prepared to make a ruling on the motion this morning. But there's always a but. We're taking a 20-minute break, so he's got to call Curtin McConkie. I'm joking. He don't have to. I hope not. Oh, I mean, we already know, but it is an excuse to hang out with you guys and just kind of not have to have a, when your title on your thumbnail and your title can just be Lore Whore, the latest shenanigans with Lore Whore. So it makes it easy on my end for sure. But Donna, is echoing? She's not on here. I mean, I haven't been hearing her. I'm
here.
So you weren't even on there with me. So it's not her that's echoing. And was I echoing?
I'm echoing now, I bet.
Huh.
Let's see.
It's so weird. Yeah, let's back out, and then I don't know what to do. It's weird because it's with her and I. Of course, I don't, He's got to talk to the man behind the curtain about the super secret man. I say the Wizard of Oz. I picture that every damn time. You think so? Jules in VA, Virginia. Oh my gosh. Lori is getting panicky now. She knows she's going to the prison portal and there's no storms up in there. And they grip the nation. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, this is horrible. Okay, I need to stop banging my elbows on the desk. I forget this microphone is not mounted. like Lori will not be either. Oh, I can go all day. Oh, but Lori can't. Okay. I'll have to shut up. It's just, I was going to say it's just too easy, but see, we can just keep going and going and going with this. I'm worse than a dude, I swear. Yeah, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull up, well, let me see if I can do it first before I go, bragging. Yeah. So, hold please. Okay. Let me go check the Twitter real quick too. Are y'all watching it? Is it doing anything? Let me just check. Okay, so we missed this one, but that was Archibald has a brief rebuttal. Okay, I didn't see this one either, so I suck at this. So, okay, Archibald. This was 7 minutes ago. Okay, so this is in Archibald's brief rebuttal. He says, the court read the indictment to my client when this case started. The indictment language is the conspiracy of these 5 people. My client was put on notice that a conspiracy is 5 people. My client was not read the jury instructions when she was arraigned. Well, no, she was in the cuckoo bin. And I just mean that in Lori terms. Oh my God. Okay, we didn't miss it because we're here. We're just late. 7 minutes ago, he says, Archibald says, not until 7 weeks later was the jury and my client told that, just kidding, the conspiracy is really 2 or more people. Okay. He's always got some little quips, you know. And then Lori smiles again and speaks to her attorney as she leaves the courtroom. Bye, hooker. Go eat your sandwiches. Go jam 2 pieces of bread together. Have you a jam sandwich. While your husband looks like peanut butter jelly time. Let me clear my throat. Okay, I'm back. Archibald said 6 minutes ago, our defense lawyer's supposed to tell our clients, hey, just ignore what the judge read to you. Just ignore what the grand jury indicted you on. Then he said, not until 7 weeks later was the jury and my client told that. Just kidding. The conspiracy is really 2 or more people. Yeah, I mean, sure. Whatever. Because in their religion, if you can think of it, if you can, if you can make it up, if you can imagine it, then it's real. So, I mean, careful what you wish for. Bam. I would just read them all, but I don't want to go in order. That would be difficult. Okay, well, here's another one. 11 minutes ago, Blake, for all of these reasons, you know what? How do you get these in order? Donna. If you talk, then I will mute. If you can just tell me how you put these in order.
Krisha, you have to, but they really don't come in order. You have to go to the bottom and work your way back up. But what I do is refresh, and at least they're down there on the bottom. That's how I do it. If there's a better way, somebody can tell us. But they go to the bottom every time. I agree. They do it wrong. I'm going to back out and let you have it.
I mean, how low do I go? All the way to the bottom of the damn Twitter? Okay, obviously not. I don't want to make out dizzy. Y'all have to look away because I'm about to... Oh. Justin. Vallow Daybell Twitter is watching you. I always feel like somebody's watching me. All right. Yeah, Lori smiles again and speaks to her attorney as she leaves the courtroom. And then Archibald, not until 7 weeks later was the jury and my client told that, just kidding, the conspiracy is really 2 or more people. And then before that, or after that, Archibald, our defense lawyer is supposed to tell our clients, hey, just ignore what the judge read to you. Just ignore what the grand jury indicted you on. Question mark. Archibald, the court read the indictment to my client when this case started. The indictment language is the conspiracy of these 5 people. My client was put on notice that a conspiracy is 5 people. My client was not read the jury instructions when she was arraigned. I bet Tylee and JJ and Charles and Tammy and everybody, and Joe and Al, I'm sure everybody did not know that they were going to get murdered. And then boom, they got murdered. So, I mean, it's just what you put out is what you get back. Archibald has a brief rebuttal, and then Blake is, I'm not doing these in order, but, Blake is arguing that the amended language in the indictment doesn't matter because, if anything, it only helps the state's argument. Okay. Lindsay Blake is beginning her argument. Lori is very diligently writing notes on a yellow legal pad. Someone is weed whacking outside the courtroom, and the window is open, so it's unfortunately very hard to hear Lindsay Blake right now. Blake said the indictment may be amended at any time before the prosecution rests. Archibald is finished with his follow-up argument. Again, these are not in order. To clarify, the first reason Lori's attorneys want a new trial is because of a modification to the jury instructions during the trial. I remember that. To include the term and or rather than the and that was originally there, dealing with the charges of conspiracy. Okay, but she's guilty. She's guilty. Boyce is preparing to make to clarify the first. Oh yeah, I already said that. Boyce is prepared to make a ruling on the motion this morning, but we are taking a 20-minute break. So is he prepared? Oh, Boyce, what are we gonna do with him? Anybody watching the clock? I haven't. Let's see what y'all are doing. I swear, StreamYard's next feature will be being able to scroll while I'm on the same page with you guys. Wow, there's 234 people in chat. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Leave some DNA on there. If you think Lori is guilty, go slap the like button. And don't forget to subscribe, please. That sounds so silly, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm still in denial. It's because of JJ, Tylee, Charles, Tammy, and Joe, and Charles that I'm here. Like, they're the only reason that I became a quote-unquote, not an and or, but a YouTuber. It was just a way to find actually, it was just, I don't know. It was just my way to grieve or to deal or to cope. Alright. Let me do this real quick. Wherever it is. Okay. During. Oh, I think I had to do it before. There's a giveaway tool, but you can also just, I figured we could just have fun with it. But, I did it last night. I practiced a couple times, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's easy. That's easy peasy. And then, I can't think right now because I feel like if there's any silence, then I'm failing, which is horrible. Who's constipated? Puff, puff. I know, right? Yeah, that sounds good, KJ. Thank you. Uh-oh, where's my cigarettes? That's what I was going to do. Oh, hell. Where are my cigarettes? No, KJ, I'm taking that back. Because you want to see a bull in the china shop? That'd be me without my cigarettes. Knowing damn good well I just opened a pack. If Detective's daughter is listening, I just want to say I hope you feel better. I'm glad you're home from the hospital. And a speedy recovery to you. Huh? What's wrong, Zero? You're fine. Unless you're not talking to me. But I have the same problem. I love your input, Zero. I really would love to have your knowledge, biblically, for sure. Because I'm about to, I've been like working on this, trying to pull something together so that I can, you know, interact with you guys and we can learn as we go. And I mean learn, not to convert, but to understand. You know, it's justice through understanding, like KJ has taught us. Oh, hey there. I'm glad you did. Thank you. You're not a nobody. You're as a nobody as I am. You're the only you're ever going to be. See, I just, all I do is quote KJ. No, I mean, it takes every one of us to make the world go round, you know? For real. If the world would be so boring. I'm still looking for my cigarettes, so that's why I keep going in and out of the microphone area. What the hell? They're probably like right under my chair or something. That's usually about how it goes. Actually, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go grab, at least I know I have a whole pack. I'll be right back. So it's like triple digits today. It's gonna be again. So this way I'm not really talking to myself. You will string up some Tennessee flower necklaces. We will all wear them along with grass skirts and dance. Are we hula dancing? Let's do it. Just rearrange it. Oh, there's my purse right there. See? I'm a moron like that. Do y'all do? How many, and be honest, how many of you guys do that? You know? It's like right there. You know, and I'll be like, where's the remote? And it's like right there. Leray Aldrich says she didn't deserve the one she got. They shouldn't have went ahead and put her, they should have went ahead and put her in prison and gave her the death penalty. Exactly. Because she's not, oh my God, we all know she's mental, but she's not that kind of mental. You know, I mean, it takes somebody crazy and whacked out, you know, to sacrifice your children and, you know, murder for gain. I don't have to say allegedly with that anymore. You do that every day, Lori Cully. All right, good. I'm with my people. Bo Peep, be looking tomorrow for a pre-record of us picking up our boat. All right. That's a nice boat, by the way. You know, you got to play that song, though. Sorry. Oh my gosh. A box wrapped in a box. Like searching for my glasses went on my head. Yes. Mine fall off all the time, though. I don't know why. I don't know. That'd be about the only thing little is my head. Oh my God. I've got to go on a diet, or I don't know. I don't ever say what my, or I don't ever commit to something out loud, you know. I'll just kind of talk to myself about it, and then I just try to keep it between me and myself. That way, when and if and when I let myself down, it's only letting me down, and nobody can pick on me about it. But I don't know. It's just a little something that me do. So yeah, I was, you know, I've been trying to pull together kind of like not a lesson plan, but there's just some things I can't do by myself. I don't want to do by myself, okay? And there's this, anyway, so there's the stuff, the doctrines, the deep mysteries, but it's also a pattern. It has a cadence to it. I know it sounds so stupid too, but it's like whenever they talk, I say Mormonese. When they speak Mormonese, I'm like, what? What did they just say? You know? But now I kind of know what to, you know, I'm trust me, when I hear something, I'm like, what? They just said the sure sign, whatever. I'm gonna mess it up, but the sure sign of the witness, or, you know, the signs, and I cannot think. The more sure word of prophecy, I'm doing this from my memory right now, and it sucks because there's a lot of words jumbled up in there. Because they like to talk. There's a lot of talk, and they communicate. They communicate via scripture, okay? So they talk horror. And so it's just basically like decoding it. I have a gist of what's what, and you can kind of, I'd be able to tell you whenever I have the concentrated group, you know, assembled or together. Anybody who's interested in it, you know, that's just something we can do where, and I don't know the best way to do it. If we could, you know, how about I gather my thoughts first, then I'll talk to you. Oh, I just ain't got it today. But anyways, y'all know what I mean, right? I hope so. Let me light my cigarette. There. Yeah, now that's better. That's what was wrong with me. Just scrolling through. Oh. Oh, sorry. That's the longest damn 20 minutes ever. So, let me make it to the bottom first. Okay. But I ain't back to the old the old bump and grind. It's so windy when you walk off of those steps right there. Oh my gosh, it's windy in Rexburg, period. End of story. Your hair's gone. There is, what hair? It's blowing in the wind, slapping you in the face. Let's see. Trying to think of, I tried uploading a couple videos. Like, in the meantime, I'm just saying, like, I had uploaded this one, but I took all the uhs out of Zalema's testimony, and her and Rachel Smith, like I just said, so I took these out. Let's just listen to this. I don't know, it's just 3 minutes. It's nothing, it'll fill the airwaves.
Did Chad come over?
Yes,
Did you talk to Chad at all during this time?
we did.
Was Lori there as well?
Yes.
Tell us about that conversation with Lori and Chad.
Lori and Chad were very aggressively trying to convince me to move to Rexburg. And we talked a lot about him saying that I needed to move to Rexburg.
Why did they want you to move to Rexburg?
They kept telling me that part of my mission was to be there and that I needed to help them build Zion there and that I just needed to move there.
Now, do you have a job?
Yes,
Do you have family in Arizona?
yes.
Okay. What did Lori say about, how you would, if you gave up and quit your job, how were you supposed to support yourself?
I said that if I was to move to Rexburg, there's no jobs there for me, for my experience or my past jobs or anything that would match me, and what would I do there for finances. And she said, don't worry about it. Melanie, meaning Melanie Pulaski / Boudreaux, she has enough for all of us.
Okay. Now, so at this time it was Melanie Boudreaux. That was her name, right?
At the time, correct, yes.
Okay. And so Melanie Boudreaux was her niece.
Yes,
Melanie Boudreaux was in the process of divorcing her husband, Brandon.
correct,
She received a fairly substantial divorce settlement,
correct,
several $100,000.
yes.
So what did Lori tell you about Melanie supporting people? What exactly? I want to make sure we get the words right. What did she say?
She said, don't worry about it because Melly has enough for all of us.
Okay. What did you say to that?
I said, that's her money, not my money.
Okay. And did Lori have a response?
No, not really.
All right. Did you ever talk to Melanie Boudreaux about the idea that her money was going to support all of you?
I told her about what Lori said after Alex had died, and she said that she was very sad that other people would be saying that about her and her money.
Well, let's talk about what her job is again. Let's just talk about that. So, there's that. I just checked the Twitter and nothing new. I'm frozen right now. Okay, stop. Let's see. What else we got? This Idaho judge right here. I shared that with y'all last time. I'm about to upload the last part of that psycho analysis of Lori that I had found on Reddit, and I just threw it into my Speechify app because I don't like to read, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm just checking everything out. There's this, but it was neat to see. I just watched this for the first time the other day. Well,
back to the news at 4.
Guilty on all counts. It took just 7 hours of deliberations over 2 days for 12 men and women to seal Lori Vallow Daybell's fate. After 4 years, they just found the Eastern Idaho mom guilty of 6 counts, including murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and theft in connection to the deaths of 2 of her kids, JJ and Tylee, and her husband's late wife, Tammy Daybell. We have team coverage. Shira Matsuzawa wraps up what JJ's grandpa, Larry Woodcock, had to say after court today. We'll get to her in just a moment. But first, Morgan Romero is live at the Ada County Courthouse with how the afternoon unfolded. Morgan?
Doug, 12 men and women hand down Lori Vallow's guilty verdict just before 1 o'clock this afternoon. That verdict, as it has to be, was unanimous. It comes after about 6 weeks and nearly 60 witnesses, and at times really horrific and gruesome evidence in this case. Today, around the courthouse, everyone was filled with anxiety and anticipation ahead of that verdict being read. Many people, including reporters, were shaking. We all sort of felt like we had knots in our stomach, and that includes the lead detective in this case. Order in the court while the verdict was being read, but outside the courthouse, it was a different story.
The defendant would please rise.
I am checking right now, Beach Bum. While that
We, the
plays.
jury, duly impaneled and sworn to try the above entitled action for our verdict, unanimously answer the questions submitted to us as follows. Question number 1. In regards to count 1 of the amended indictment, is Lori Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan. Answer, guilty. Is Lori Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow and grand theft by deception? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell? Answer, guilty. Is Lori Vallow not guilty or guilty of grand theft? Answer, guilty.
Life sentence, Lori. Yeah.
I asked a source close.
I just checked again. I didn't see anything. So, let me know, Donna, if you hear sooner than me. Obviously, let me know, please.
To the prosecution if at any point they thought jurors might not convict Lori and find her guilty of murdering her kids. This source told me prosecutors always go into a trial nervous about what the jurors are going to believe in their case, but they feel their case was solid. They are really grateful with the way it turned out. The prosecution is not doing any on-camera interviews right now because of Chad Daybell's pending trial set for next summer. However, they did send out a statement saying that they're committed to pursuing justice for the victims. They said Madison and Fremont County prosecutors are very pleased with the jury's verdict, and we want to thank them as well as the alternates for their service over the last 6 weeks during this trial. They also thanked countless law enforcement and community members who worked tirelessly to hold Lori accountable. Many onlookers, as you just heard, cheered once
Tricia, I think that
Yeah, I
Rhonda
see.
Shields cried. She's followed
Okay.
this case since the kids were reported missing in November.
Yep, I just saw that. Thank you. Okay. New thread. Back in the courtroom after a 20-minute break. Holy crap. Okay. Boyce says the first motion rationale is the argument that the court misdirected the jury as a matter of laws as it related to conspiracy. Boyce is going over the rulings in similar cases that Lindsay Blake discussed. And then Boyce says, as it relates to a conspiracy charge, if there was a variance between the and or, how about this? If there was a variance between the and or, the court does not find in this case that it has been shown that it would violate due process. Bam! There's that. Okay, I missed this one earlier. It says Lori has re-entered the courtroom. She just ran into the wall. Oh my God, why can't we be there? Damn it. Oh, I can picture it. Lori has re-entered the courtroom. She just ran into the wall. It didn't come tumbling down either. And almost tripped due to her ankle shackles. Get used to it, Lori. Why, Lori, why? You know, bam, run into the walls. Wow, okay. Oh. Okay, thought I saw something. Let's see. Let me refresh. What do y'all think about that, though? All of it. Any of it. Okay. Here we go. Boyce. The question is whether or not the defendant had notice about the charge of conspiracy. The overt acts did not change. There wasn't an amendment on the indictment that allowed for the overt acts. Boyce also says, I don't find that there's been a showing that if there was a variance here, that it was a fatal variance. Boyce, the court does determine that the first grounds for a new trial. What? Oh, okay. I was like, what? Okay. Boyce says the court does determine that the first grounds for a new trial, the allegation that the jury was impermissibly instructed on conspiracy, I'll deny the motion on that ground. Denied. I wish they had like a punch card, you know, and you have this many punches and then you just gotta blood atone. Excuse me. I don't know why my can's always popping here. It's like I don't know how to hold it. Oh, that's what she said, huh? Alright, I'll stop. And I don't like being on the screen because it's boring. I can't read your comments. Boyce says the amended, I'm sorry, I cannot read, so it's no different than any other day. Boyce says the amendment to the grand theft charge was a permissible amendment. Denied. So, as it relates to a conspiracy charge, if there was a variance between the and or, the court does not find in this case that it has been shown that it would violate due process. Boyce says the amendment to the grand theft charge was a permissible amendment. Run into that wall, Lori. Oh, you know, what the hell were they thinking? They're so stupid. So stupid. They just, they didn't even evacuate the country right. You know, they sure, I think somebody, I don't know who to credit this with, because y'all have so many amazing comments, right? But they, I think it was Beach Bum, or Trace, it was Trace, and something about, yeah, they went to an island, but not, they went to like the wrong kind, you know? They should have went to Colombia. I remember us being worried about that, because when Alex had left the country and he was in Colombia or whatever, or whatever, I don't know if he was there or if we had found out that he had been there, but we were worried because you cannot extradite from Colombia, if anybody wanted to know. Another thing I googled was how normal is it for, you know, parents to purchase life insurance policies on their children. So that's kind of crazy. Anyways, let's go here. It says Boyce denies the argument for a new trial based on the indictment changing the number of conspirators from 5 to 2. So again, let me try and read that without tripping. Boyce denies the argument for a new trial based on the indictment changing the number of conspirators from 5 to 2. Okay, so check that box. And then the third argument is that a juror interview revealed that the jurors were not properly instructed. So we're going to smash that one down too. Home run. Oh, there you go. Home run. So, in your face. Right? So I've visualized so many times like what I would say in my victim impact statement, which I will write. Trust me, she can do whatever the hell she wants with it. But just, I don't know. And this is just me. You know, nobody get offended. This is just how I feel about writing or, you know, confronting Lori. Maybe in Arizona, you know, hopefully. One of these murder trials, all right? But just basically breaking her shelf all the way so that she can find God, my God. Or at least stop worshiping a false one. That's where I was going with that, and I know that's where my brother was going to go also. So it just really sucks. I respect the law. It doesn't mean I like it, but you know, just means that God's going to open something up, or you know what I mean, something that's just not meant to be right now, and I'm okay with that. I have to be okay with that. I really feel for Larry and other family members, you know. I mean, it just really sucks to not get this as part of my own healing or theirs, you know. I can only imagine. Okay, now we have, I'm just trying to see, 2 minutes. Boyce says the juror interview was never submitted to the court in an affidavit. So he did not see it as evidence. Poor guy. Okay, Boyce says since the interview was never submitted, okay, as an affidavit to him, he doesn't have any of the jurors' quotes or the interview at all in front of him. Well, Google it up. And Boyce says the courts don't usually go in and ask the jury why they came up with the outcome they deliberated about. In your face, Lori. In your face. I'll keep doing this. Well, I like that too. Okay. Sorry if my scrolling is driving you all crazy. I had a teacher, it was a planetarium or something, and we were like in middle school, and it was so dark, you know, but he had the planetarium thing lit up, and he spun it really fast. Oh my God. Oh my God. It messed with all of us. Big time. Just like you're spinning, but you're not. Yeah, right on, Valerie Moore. Right on. Game over. Turn out the lights. The party's over. I know, right? I mean, something. They're so dry. I'll tell you that. They're so dry. And I don't know. I'm not a dry personality, I don't think, and I don't think any of you are, you know. Yeah, so that's just nuts. All right, let me go check it again. Okay, Yaya Kelly says 0. The Gerber plan is pretty good because it's a term policy and you can borrow against it for college money. Oh, I need to take this banner off. Okay. And let me go take this comment off, and let me go back to that tab. Let me scooch it over here with this one. Yeah. All right, what do we got? Anything? Let me go ahead and refresh. Crusher the refresher. I used to get picked on a lot in school. Okay, we have, oh crap, karma. All right. Okay, Boyce said during the course of the trial, the jurors each day signed a daily affirmation and a declaration that they had not received any improper prejudicial information because they were instructed that they were prohibited from looking up anything about the case. And unlike Melanie Pawlowski and David Wardick and them, you know, They're disgusting. Anyways, this one says, Boyce says, I don't have any evidence that the jury drew straws or flipped a coin. Well, who said flip a coin? Oh, Boyce. There was never any contact made to the court by any juror about any outside influence. Take it to the bank. Boyce rules that there will not, I repeat, Boyce rules that there will not be a new trial for Lori Vallow Daybell. Amen. Retweet. Hallelujah. All right. Boyce says the court finds that the exceptions don't apply here, and I also find that the court can't consider those statements as they fall outside of the exceptions. Oh, Kim. Hey, Kim. Let's see. I got them all until I refresh, probably. All right, hold your eyes. Okay, don't just pass it by, Krish. I hate ads. I didn't even know YouTube. I didn't know how they monetize because I'd never always pay the extra $5 or however much it was to have the ad free. So I didn't know what y'all were talking about or people would talk about when they were talking about ads. Anyways, Boyce says, I don't find any sufficient evidence for a new trial to be admitted. Good day, sir. You know? Oh, was Thomas there today? He sure didn't say nothing, did he? Oh, bag of air. And now, I do remember looking this up, you know, because it was the death penalty and because, you know, there's like a roster and it has like the death penalty certified attorneys in Idaho. And so some of them are like pre-sentencing, you know, like certified. Archibald was certified to do pre-sentencing, whereas Thomas, well, I don't remember if Thomas was, but I know that after sentencing, like, you know, he's not, Archibald is not certified, I guess, to represent. I didn't look much further into it because they dropped the death penalty and I orbit, and, you know, so there's so many things to look up and discuss and get a better understanding of. I like thorough, you know. I like to be thorough. I'm slow. But, you know, I eventually get to it or back around to it. Let's see. What do we have? Anything? Any winners? Anything? Okay. Court is in recess. Lori is again smiling at reporters as she leaves the room. Uh-oh. Well, we better go catch that footage. Oh, here we go. This was an hour ago. Anyways, let me heart it. Yeah, we can't afford it. This shit costs a lot of money. Okay? Holy hell. I don't think anybody could. This is my favorite. She ran into the damn wall. Witches be tripping. Oh, yeah. Bitches be tripping, I say. Anywho. Alright, so court is in recess. Court is adjourned. All rise. Every time they would say that at the trial, I was raised Catholic, right? And so the way they would say it, they'd say, you know, all rise, and I'd want to say peace be with you and also with you, you know, that kind of thing. Anyways, again. Oh, Lori's. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows what these, it is crazy. This is just nuts. This is wild. I can't believe we are here, you know? I think so, Norma. That's what I read on Nate Eaton's, well, what KJ had posted of Nate Eaton's post. He's on vacation, but said that they'll probably get the audio tonight and then drop it. So I don't know how to just drop files. So I usually like if I want a recording of it or something, I have to like stream it live, as it plays. Anyways, nothing. I'm making it more complicated than it is. But yeah, so kind of similar to what they did in the trial. So let me pull up my Canva app real quick and okay. Oh yeah, I do want to show y'all this. This is nuts. This freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see. You see this picture right here? What is that? Hold on, I'll blow it up. Let me move this. You see that? That looks like a damn demon right there. Keep messing with this dark junk, I wrote. Corhor. So, yeah. That's nuts, huh? She looks like the damn demon. And I mean, I saw it. I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw the picture. It was on Justin, Fox 10 Phoenix, and it was, something they had posted during the trial. But when I saw it, I was like, oh God, why does she look so damn dark? Like even more dark. Why does she look like that? And so I screenshotted it, and I was like, oh my God, wow, that's nuts. But in my school for the I'm calling it the school for the non-profits. That's what it's going to be. And we're just going to kind of go over, it's boring. I don't find it boring, but that's me. Well, my bad. Alright, let's not get on this one. Let's see what else there is to find. Where's... Oh yeah, like this right here. Well, no. See, I come in here and I just make all kinds of stuff. That's what I do. It's a stress reliever for me. A quarter of the stuff never makes it to the light of day. But oh yeah, I did start that. Didn't finish it. I usually start from scratch. That's usually, oh, here it is. Just a white, yeah. I was trying to emphasize this part. Oof. Right here. Oh my gosh, come on. I like doing this on my phone better. But Baal. Daybell. Since he likes to change his name and stuff, Oh. Anyways, I know y'all don't want to watch me design. Yeah. Bebop right there. And I started to work on a website too. If I can just get a landing page, done. Anything is progress, right? Just with my ADHD and just the way I orbit around things, it's crazy. But yeah, if anybody is interested, I don't know what to call it yet besides the school of the nonprofits. There's this, hold on, I'll read it to you. It says in the early Latter-day Saint movement, the school of the prophets also called the School of the Elders or School for the Prophets, was a select group of early leaders who began meeting on January 23rd, 1833. I looked away to drink. In Kirtland, Ohio, under the direction of Joseph Smith for both theological and secular learning. And then creation. Revelation in the D&C, Doctrine and Covenants, begins by commanding that a house be prepared for the presidency of the School of the Prophets. So, like, what's their names? It always evades me every time. Oh my gosh, Lafferty's. The Lafferty brothers. You know, they did this whole School of the Prophets thing. And they're not branching off, by the way. There's I just went blank. Anyways, begins by commanding that a house be prepared for the presidency of the School of the Prophets. The school is to instruct all of the officers of the church in all things expedient. Remember whenever Melanie said expeditious or something? Something about the Lord being expeditious. This revelation goes on to describe how the meetings of the school are to begin, including a special salutation and the washing of the feet. Oh my God. You know what that is, right? That's an anointing of all its members. Another D&C Revelation, section 90, reveals that the keys of the school have been given to the church. So this will look familiar. You know, that's what I'm saying. See Enoch right here? Well, let me blow it up. Holy hell. Enoch right here. So Enoch right here. Okay, their color was green. That's what I'm saying. It's way more elaborate than this. So this is just, I'm just trying to find pieces, you know, to kind of latch onto, or to kind of just, it's not for right now, you know, it's for the School of the Non-Prophets. Whomever is interested, let me know. Represents normal visible light. I believe the most likely symbol of this space is the veil. Normally visible light represents, remember how Zulema had that weird text? Well, it was weird for me. And it was before my uncle was murdered, and she said that she tried to move the bright light. I don't know. She was at the temple though, and she was trying to get the lights to match up, and so I don't know, but I'm gonna find it. You know, I will not stop. I'm like a dog with a bone. Furthermore, normal visible light represents what only the mortal eye perceives. Furthermore, if the second rainbow represents the heavenly hierarchy of dispensation heads, this would also explain why the second rainbow is less visible, as though these dispensation heads do most of their work for their respective level of stewardship from beyond the veil. Hence, they are largely hidden from us. Below is a combination of the two rainbow graphics that represent the levels of mankind and the dispensation heads. This graphic shows them together as a double rainbow, with the white light symbolizing Jesus Christ below and above. Just again, it's not going to be doctrinally sound. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. That's not what I'm going for. It's telling a story, and I'm finding that pattern, and I'm trying to match them up to other stories. Like Chad's Strange Dream, it's laced, okay? And there's so many others who they write the same story but different subject. You know, one will write about trains, the other one will write about planes, the other one writes about baseball, but they all say the same thing. Does that make sense? I mean, the way I'm explaining it, because I don't know what to compare it to, you know. I don't know what to call it besides foreign. And basically the murder mind map, you know, the Mormon murder mind map. So yeah, as above, so below. Let me see, you know. And so the 7 levels of creation, part 1. This is not Chad's. This is lordoftheseraphim.blogspot.com. You can find these a dime a dozen. I just like the way he kind of presents it. Summary. The 7 days of creation are rich in symbolism. The 7 levels of creation articles will demonstrate how the 7 days of creation clearly represent each of the 7 dispensation patriarchs. The laws of God each represents and the 7 levels of mankind who align to each dispensation and law. Knowing who we are and where we are, knowing who we are and where we are, you hear that, right? So there's more of them. Knowing who we are and where we are on our eternal journey is a critical step to understanding what we must do to become more like God. Summary. The 7 days of creation are rich and simple. What? Is that the same thing? It is. And this is John Pontius. This is basically, let me grab it. This is not good for Latter-day Saints to be reading. Let me turn my camera on. And, sorry. Oh, I just hit the wrong button. Here we go. Okay, this is no good. No good. Lori's looked like this. It looked like a damn newspaper. That's how much she had worn it, you know. And I mean, I'm like, okay, look all the tabs. That's just one swoop through it. I mean, let me find portals because it's right here. So there's more, just like I've always thought. You have ADHD too, just like I just exhibited. It's written in their language. Does that make sense? I don't know how to describe it. To express how I think this is important. You know, there's no other explanation for why I'd circled the wagon, you know, or whatever. There's no reason I would get hung up on this. But not only did I get led here, you know, just by my gut, but I circle like a damn vulture. And it's like, it's just a couple things it'll break, you know, or I know it'll just make a lot more sense. Some people are like, you're just trying too hard. And I'm like, I ain't trying at all. I would love to distance myself from this part, but I don't know. You know? Crazy. But anyway, so this has a lot to do with why my family was murdered. It was sitting on the nightstand whenever my Uncle Charles was murdered. It was sitting on her damn nightstand. The woman didn't have nothing but temples hanging up. Okay? She didn't have hardly any furniture. She didn't have beds for her kids. My gut tells me this more than I want it to. Trust me. No, I don't. I orbit. See, I go in and I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'm like, well, what am I doing? You know? Because it's not like I can analyze this book with you, because I won't stay on it. I'll orbit back to it. Oh, there you go. Usually just open it up, and whatever page you land on is what you're supposed to read that day. That's how I view it. Signs of the second coming. It's not the same thing as what I think the second coming means. So when they said that, and I've never heard Lori say this, I've never heard Chad say this, I've only heard this narrative from whom? Melanie Gibb. And not even really her. I mean, she's the most that's ever talked about it. With Nate Eaton. But it came out in the Reddit email, which Donna, by the way, came out in January of 2020. That, around there, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was around that time. It was on Reddit. And, you know, the same guy who put it out there is, I know who it is. And it's like he wanted it out there, but then he don't want me circling around it, is the feeling I get. So, you know, he's kind of like, okay, yeah, that's enough. You know, you weren't supposed to figure out who the 3 Nephites were. You weren't supposed to figure out, you know, what it meant for her not to wear her garments anymore. You weren't supposed to figure out what a Nephi and Laban ending would be, and all these things, you know. The Mormonese. I wouldn't understand the Mormonese, right? Oh, I know. It does. It does. I love to sleep. I do. It's good to see you, Cherry Pie. See, this is earthquakes and floods. So there's so much stuff to go over, but I'm going to have to start, you know, that way I can do other things too, allegedly. Oh, wait, did I just see portals? What the hell? I know I just saw portals. Like it caught my eye right at the end. What the hell? I have too many tabs in it, so. But it's something about the north. They talk about the north and the south, but they just mean equator. And really what it means is the greater light. You know, greater light knowledge. And then the lower lights, the more dim. The low hanging fruit. The Tyleys and the JJs and my mom's Rhonda, you know. It bothers me because to me they're still at large. If you understand how Ervil LeBaron worked, how Mormon blood atonement works, you know, people died after Ervil LeBaron was in prison and or dead, you know. It's valid. I say, I believe so. I always check myself. I've done that throughout this whole thing. I'm like, am I being petty? Am I, you know, why am I doing this? You know, what the hell? Why? You're seeing portals? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. But it doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is where I'm going with this. And it's such a bad place to be going. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Moira. The phrase, keep sweet, pray and obey, just weird to me now. Yes, there is. Amen. Okay? It's that. And I'm not Julie Rowe. Nor do I strive to be, nor... It just makes me feel like I'm... you know, like I need a tinfoil. I need to go borrow Nora Jasmine's tinfoil hat. And yeah, Rhonda, I'm your mom's bad spirit, which anyone who knows me knows that that's a lie. Just like all C. Dingbell's other lies, right? But I just don't want, you know, like I'm out of... There's 3 family members that are murdered in my world. So from my world, from my perspective, if your mom's name was, you know, mentioned, if she had turned dark and she was one of the dark 50 Cains, which there's scriptural basis for that, by the way, not Chad's. It's in the Book of Mormon and Doctrine and Covenants and Pearl of Great Price. And, by the way, this is interesting. It's just interesting. This tells me a lot. So, let me find it. Let me just, you know, this will take a minute. Probably. Shouldn't. Unless I didn't save it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me go look at my folder. Haha. Okay. I think this is it. Oh, yeah. I forgot about this one. Now, how the Mormon Church attempts to conceal. This is about Adolf Hitler by Helen Radke. And, oh, let me go and put myself back here. More back here? Okay. So, I'm just going to breeze over it. So this is about how the Mormon Church continues to baptize people who died in the Holocaust. It's nuts. It's very disrespectful. And deception is not the hallmark of a church with integrity. As the Mormon Church will eventually find out, even the most artful serpent can be choked by its own coils. Bam. And this is from them. This is from the people who, you know, the Holocaust survivors, the Holocaust, hold on. Let me try and give you some context here. Oh,
Crash.
yes.
I was peeping at the Twitter, and I want to read one of Caitlin's tweets, okay?
Go for it.
Actually, this is the True Crime Squad, and it's been several minutes ago, but it says, apparently Lori's attorneys are talking to her, and we can't leave until she leaves the building. We are still in the courtroom, and the deputies won't let us leave. Not sure what's going on. The deputy keeps talking to the other people and keeping the door closed. So I'm not sure what's going on down there. Apparently, Lori don't want to leave. She thinks they need to talk to her some more. So let me see if there's anything else, and then I'll let you get back to what you were talking about. I just thought that was a worthwhile thing to throw in there.
Yeah. Oh my God. What the hell? We got a stage 5 clinger, guys. Oh my God. Thanks, Donna. Wow. That's crazy. That witch is loco. Right? Oh my God. I'm absorbing that. Yeah, no cameras. So no one really knows, right? I like that comment. Yaya Kelly says, I went to a really progressive Catholic school. The Diary of Anne Frank, yes, was required reading, and we always had a Sabbath supper for Passover. So yeah, basically the church is like, you know, baptizing the dead. And not all the dead believe the way they do. And they asked them to stop, and the church said that they would, and they didn't. And this is the same behavior you see over and over. It's like on repeat. It's like a damn record just spinning around and around. Yeah, it must have knocked her out. Or, hell, pun intended. Surely. I get it. Tracy King says, surely they saw this coming. Pun intended. Right? Oh, well. Exit stage left. Convict. Amen to that. Oh, right? Beach Bum? Beach Bum says, oh, she wants to talk now? Laugh my ass off. Right? Come on, y'all get it out. I like it too. She's seeking medical attention, Anna says. And then Carolyn A says, core horse, last ditch attempt to weasel out of murder. Bethy Boop says, how could they let, oh, poor unfortunate soul. Carla says, how could they let that happen? Just because she seems to just roll the roost, you know. I'll never forget that stare down her and I exchanged, and that's the day she came back, day 2, and she did not want to be there the rest of the day. And right before that, we had that weird long stare exchange, and I was like, holy shit. Oh yeah, there you go, a little karma. Just use the taser, you know. It was good enough for the father of your daughter, Lori. just break out the hook and drag her off the stage. Oh my god. Y'all are funny. The fact that people of color couldn't be members until the 70s should say something about the Mormon leadership. Exactly. 78. I only remember that because that's the year I was born. There's just some, I don't like what I see when I studied this religion, and I can't help that, you know. I tried. I really did. I went in with a clean, blank slate. And, yeah, there you go. Moira. Congratulations on being a grandmother, by the way. She's up there saying, I'll talk. Chad, blah, 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 you know? Yeah. She thinks she is stuck in that wall. It reminds me of Jen. Jen would always say that she would picture Lori just walking into the brick walls and, you know, in her cell or whatever, and just wait for them to crack one day. Instead, I'll say it, you know, she cracked. Oh, I hope so. I hope she knows you are exposing the hell out of her and her little cult club. That's a big cult club, by the way. Yeah. I think that was the whole, and this kind of came to me too, and let me know what y'all think. I don't know. Dreams have meaning. You know, there's a reason you have them, and this is before the children were found. This is after my uncle was murdered, though. And that's when I had that dream that their deaths would uncover, and it was worded just like this. My Uncle Charles told me in my dream that their deaths would uncover something far more dark, far more sinister. So, me and my little peon brain, you know, I'm just like sitting, whatever, researching, whatever. Day before yesterday, and I was like, wait, more mun, more good, more just, more dark, more sinister. I see a pattern, you know, and yeah, at first I thought it was Operation Underground Railroad, but oh no, it was far more darker, far more sinister. Crazy. I'm gonna refresh the Twitter page too, and see if there's anything. I do appreciate that, Donna. I forget their name. It's True Crime. I do watch them. Okay, this went way too far back. Yeah, no. Okay. I don't see anything else. Not from Caitlin. I don't have the other one to know. And I'm not that hip, okay? Yes, we stared at each other. It was weird. It was unintentional. We locked eyes, but nothing was said, if that makes any sense. I don't know how else to explain that. Like, usually you talk with your eyes. I'm talking with my eyes now. And I mean, we locked eyes the first time, you know, was like the first day. And I paid attention. I was like, you know, and I did like this. And she would never look at my mom. But yeah, so, I mean, this is that day I was tweeting from inside the courtroom, and like my phone would die so fast because yeah, and I was like doing everything I could to stay inside my body. If I don't know how else to explain that. I saw there was a stack of pictures that I'm just gonna show this for example. It was a stack, and so we're sitting right behind. I mean, I could tap all the prosecutors on their backs, basically. And so somebody, Rob or Lindsay or whatever, was at the podium, and so Lori's over here, podium, but you know, the prosecutor's sitting right in front of you, the rest of them, and so I'd see her right there. And so Rachel, she just grabbed a stack of papers and she just kind of did like that. And so where I was sitting, I could see the red pajamas. And I was just like, this was after I saw the monkey mask, the rope, the tape, the weaponry, the knives, the hole where they said Tylee was. I was like, I don't see her. I saw Tammy up close and way personal, dead for a time, you know, when they exhumed her. And but those pajamas, you know, I tried to just kind of look away, you know, as much as you can. But I saw that, and that was after I saw the, you know, the it was just a quick, you know, exhibits. They were just high, whatever you call it, high succession. I can't talk. But anyways, it was fast. And, I mean, it was just so much to take in. Plus, just the energy, you know, of the courtroom is just so, it just weighs me down. I'm not, Mom, you know, I talked about to Mom about it, and she's like, she felt like she had to be in the courtroom, and I just couldn't wait to get out. Like, I was just like, I'll go if I have to, or if I feel like it, if it's not forced, or, because that just makes it worse, you know, it's like a cat in water. I don't like not having a quick escape, I guess you could say. So, yeah, so I threw my earbuds in. This is, you know, I was triggered. And I knew I just couldn't run out the courtroom. I knew I could. I just didn't. I was just like, I know that's frowned upon. I'm not trying to draw any attention to me. Let me just get through this, you know. So I tweeted as much as I could. And then it just got to where I had to throw my earbuds in. That wasn't enough. I could still hear. It was Ray Hermosillo talking. And I could. So I just put it on YouTube, and I couldn't listen to KJ at that time because I was triggered, and I just found a couple songs. I just kept pushing buttons. That's all I kept doing. I have to fidget. And well, so I made it, you know, to the break, and I was like, oh Jesus, thank you God. So they let the jury out, and I was like, okay, well, then they adjourned, you know, they let us go for morning break. And as everybody exited the courtroom, I was putting my earbuds and everything back in. So I'm a packer. I like to pack. I'm prepared, you know, over prepared. And people pick on me, but then they're like all cool when they need something, you know. Anyways. So I was just kind of lagging behind, right? And so Larry and my Uncle Jerry, they had walked out. Mom wasn't there. She had went and had brunch with Brandon. Brandon testified day one with her, or the same day. And plus they were going to have all those pictures. And so I was just trying, you know. I was just trying. I did the best I could. And so anyways, so I'm putting everything up. And so it's empty, quick. You know, you don't have much time. And so she's standing at her, whatever, her table, Lori is, and I just stand there, and I'm like holding the back of the pew, or whatever you want to call it. It's a pew. And I just was standing there because I packed all my stuff, and then I was just staring, like I was looked in her direction. It was just me and her, basically. Really, there was nobody, unless they were on the periphery. I don't remember anybody in particular. Not even her attorneys. And so we locked eyes, and then, but I looked, I don't know, I didn't see nothing. If that, I don't know. It's like you're staring off, but you're not. That doesn't make sense. I don't know how to put it. I'm still trying. But, I mean, it was awkward and long, and just way too long, you know, for nothing being said. I don't know how else to put it. And so the bailiff, the spunky one, not court daddy, Anyways, he was like, well, are you going to stay? And I was like, oh no. And I mean, I was still locked eyes with her, you know? She didn't say nothing to me with her eyes. I didn't say nothing to her with mine. I'm sorry. It's your innards in protection mode, I guess. Oh, definitely. Every sensory is gone off. It's overwhelming. I know that. Everything. It's like I hear, I'm listening to everything going on. I'm watching everything that's going on. I'm trying to compute and process, and you can't. So I can't, you know. It's like from here till the day I die, I'll be like, oh yeah, okay. I never caught that before, you know, or something. But, so I went and sat out in the hallway or whatever with Larry and my Uncle Jerry, and my Uncle Jerry opened up to me, and that was pretty cool. I guess it's up to y'all. We can do a live tonight with the audio. I'm down. Donna, yeah. Tracy says you're seeing her biometrics. Kresha, this is your voice. Oh, definitely pray for all of them. But Detective Ray Hermosillo, it's personal, big time. And y'all see that. Y'all know that. We feel it. We see it. Yeah. Make it count, right? So we had that long stare exchange with nothing said. And so I went out in the hallway and talked to Larry. Larry was talking to Whitney. She works under Rob Wood. She's so cool. She's the blonde. She's always put together. I'm like, oh, you know, she's so pretty and down to earth. And I love Whitney. But anyways, and she's a smoker. So she showed me the 5th floor where you can go smoke. There's a thing right there, my little drawer. So, and Larry is asking Whitney, he's like, what are y'all going to do with Alex's guns whenever this is over? And I look at Larry like, what the hell are you going to do? And I'm looking at him like, he is serious. Like, I know what he's getting at, you know, like, Larry's a gun guy. Larry is a gun collector, avid gun collector, has been since I've met, way before I met him. Oh, hey Aunt Sherry, how are you? Bless your heart for all you have done for the family and keeping all of us informed. If I'd have known you were here. Hey, so good to see you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Oh. Yeah, no. But yeah, so Larry was, I knew he was hinting around at, like, you know, kind of bottom. I was thinking, and I kind of mentioned it when he asked Whitney that, and I was like, I think they do like sheriff sales or something, and I don't know, you know, I guess. Who would want to, though? He was like, I'm gonna blow this shit up. I was like, okay, whatever is good for you, you know. I don't get to tell him how to grieve, you know. And but it was just one of those conversations, and after that I walked to where let's see, I was within walking distance from where my mom was, and so I got there, and then I helped her unload some groceries, and she made spaghetti that night. And well, so we unpacked the groceries, of course, and then she got a text or something saying, oh my God, you know, something's going on with Lori. And I was like, don't go, Mom, it's a trap. You don't want to see those pictures. God damn it. You know, don't go, basically. And we went. We jumped in the vehicle, and, I mean, literally, you can run there. But we parked illegally, allegedly, and we hauled ass, okay, into that courtroom. We made it, I mean, we were like, move, you know. And so that's when Lori was like, she was spooked. She didn't want to go in. Hey, daughter of Scotland, it's good to see you. Hey, Tiffany, how are you? Oh, talking about everything and in between. just a long stare exchange that me and Lori had, that it was weird. It was weird. I remember whenever me and Mom went back up there long enough for the judge to say, you gotta stay, hun. We gotta stay, you're gonna stay. Well, after that is when it started to register what had happened before the morning break. You know, because it's like that morning break is where she was just, it was after our stare exchange. It was after that, immediately. Had to have been, because it was between that and when she came back. So, I don't know. I didn't clock it or anything, but it just makes me wonder. It made me think, like, oh my God, what if she saw something in me, kind of like the little girl looking like Tylee, you know? What if I didn't need to say anything? What if it was said for me? I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there because I'm like, I wonder what was said. Something was said, but what was said? You know? She messed with the wrong family. I'll tell you that right now. That's for sure. I think she's learning that the hard way, obviously. The unnecessary way. Senseless. Yes, they're very healing. He said, Adair says, Crusher, these chats are healing, huh? You seem more at peace when I first saw you. I don't remember. But you were a deer in the headlight. Yeah, it's my freeze. I freeze. I need to go get I say get them done, but that means go pull out, go do my own hair dye. I don't like it. Anyways, yeah, they're very healing for me. Like, you guys, don't send me a bill though, please. Let's just be, square. No, I really do. This is so healing for me. I have not been to a counselor this entire time. You guys are my counseling. This happened right around the same time as, that last plague we had, where the social distancing, I was made for social distancing. Big time. Okay, this is my jam. And then I kind of fell away in that, though, a lot, because I used to be really, really social. I also used to drink, and so that was a false sense of you're social, you know what I'm saying? Liquid courage. So, yeah, I was like, me and Jason have been together for 5 years now. We were supposed to get married on February 20th of 2020. That's the day they arrested her ass. Or no, extradited her. And then Jason had a thoracotomy right when they extradited her. No wedding. And nobody's happy. Everybody's like, where are the kids? Where are the kids? Where are the kids? It was crazy. I don't remember a whole entire year. I still don't. I try. I have so many screenshots, and I go, that's what I kind of do. I orbit around and research this. I run across that. There's a tab here, there's a tab there, and then I get back into my Google Photos, and I go to my Dropbox Photos, and then I'm like, oh wow, I forgot about this, and that's what I do. Cycling. I don't know. God's Army Therapy. Right on. Yes. And yeah, I mean, Donna, for sure. I didn't even realize, but I was like, we are supposed to be social distancing, okay? And I was firm about it. Totally firm. I didn't like the kids to go back and forth, but, to their moms and back, and just no, hell no. If everybody would just stay put, allegedly, I'm just saying, nobody listens, including myself. So, but I really did listen on that. I was like, I ain't going nowhere. Jason had the thoracotomy. He was diabetic. I was like, I don't want a chance. I mean, if he catches it, then that's that. Yeah. I am social distanced. But it also kind of gave me, I'm being honest, it kind of gave me, I became more, the most shut in I've ever been in my entire life. But it's also, I just need to learn a balance. You know, I need to learn the balance. I want to get there one day. I do. I'm interested in this though too. So there's a difference. Yeah. Cherry Pie says, yes, you're always more at peace after being with us a while. Yes. If you feel peace, hope, and love, you're in the right place. That's it. And so when I was in Boise, I didn't have a way to go anywhere unless it was, you know, $50 a day or however much, you know, just to go and be uncomfortable in a courtroom. I just wanted to be there. I not there, obviously, because I didn't feel comfortable, but I didn't know that unless I went, you know. I knew I would beat myself up had I not gone. It felt really good to hear my uncle be brought up a lot, 404B. A lot. But I hated the parts when they would say killed or died. You know, wink wink, kind of. But he was, I mean, it started with Joe, in my opinion. It started when Lori was birthed, you know, and it's tragic. It's tragic because she was born into a religion that is going to, it did set her up for failure, and Chad too. And so it failed them and continues to fail them. And that bothers me. That bothers me. I'm not gonna lie. That straight bothers me. I mean, life is plentiful of sucky moments and great moments, but I mean, it's in KJ, when she came down to visit here in Lake Charles, she had asked me a question, and it was something about what do I consider happy or whatever. And I said, happiness to me is those snapshots, those Polaroid moments where it's like a freeze frame, you know, and in that moment you're cheesing, you're so happy, you're smiling, you're with your family, your friends, your loved ones, you're having fun, you're being free and happy and light. And those are just snapshots though. That's not reality. Reality is, you know, getting through the doom and gloom and the gory and the repetition, the monotony of everyday life, and making it to the next Polaroid picture snapshot, you know. And it's hard. It's hard. And so then if we lie to ourselves, or if we're taught to lie to ourselves and just pretend like everything's okay, and you just have to be okay, and you have to be a good little Mormon, and you have to, yeah, me too. I just can't do much about it, you know. It just sucks. But yeah, you just have to keep on keeping on. I don't know how to stop. What makes you resilient, you know? I feel like y'all are resilient people. I think we all are. Oh my God, there was a gnat. It just landed on my nose. There you go. Lori looked not pretty in court, which probably made jury's job easier. Yeah, she didn't look too great. I don't think Ada County must not have had the styling salon that she's used to with Fremont. Or, I'm sorry, Madison County. You know, I feel like that jail was more hard. More hard. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I watched the jurors too. I was just like taking it all in. I watched, you know, for Lori's reactions, the day that David Warwick was there. I knew he was lying. She knew he was lying. We knew he was lying. He was lying. He didn't care. So they protect the church, unfortunately. And it's not because they were just born that way, or it's to me, and I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not licensed, okay, at all. So don't take my advice. But just from my experience, it's like it's a learned experience, you know? It's a learned experience. And so like-minded people, I mean, doesn't mean it's going to be a bad thing, you know? I can't help where this went. You can't help where this went. It's like creating these narcissists. And so you're either abused or you're being the abuser. And that's the polarity I see in it, in my opinion. Just my stupid little opinion. But, I mean, it's just, it's scary, frightening, because it's not Chad and Lori's doctrine. They're the fall guys, in my opinion. You know, I don't really have anything besides my gut feeling, where all the research I've done, and although I can't articulate it because I don't know how to speak it right now, one day I will. You know, God makes that happen for me, and I get a better understanding every single day. The more I read, the more I learn, the more you know, things just start to click into place. I don't see it the same way that I'm sure they see it, or anybody, you know. It's like Chad and Lori, I don't know how to say this, but it's like I don't know if it's just the Book of Mormon. I don't have anything to compare it to because I never did read, you know, my Bible or anything. I would open it up every now and then, you know, to whatever I felt. I would just open it, whatever it landed on, what I needed to read. So it's like I don't have anything to base it off of. So I look at everything that I've searched and researched in Mormonism. I look at it through their lens, and I say that, but I try to look at it through their lens, their group of people, these like-minded people, the way they talk. You pick up on their patterns. You pick up on the way that the way they talk. You pick up what they're putting down. I'm pretty receptive to that. You know, I can read people. That's that gut feeling. Yeah. Oh, hell, that's a lot of mountains of info. That's an understatement. I think I said that in Idaho. I was like, see these mountains back here? I was like, that's what we get when everybody just sweeps everything under the rug and it never deals with it, right? Myself included. I am not, you know, exalted from that group. You know, I think I'm denying right now, probably, you know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm going to get better at this. I have gotten better at this. You know, a lot of this is, you know, how it's impacted me personally. You know, I've kind of shared that with you guys. I've been tried to me, it's just being genuine, being me, being how I am with my friends. Which I see you guys more than I see my best friend, you know. What is going on with a butt cut here? I'm not David Warwick. Somebody wrote that comment one day, and I forget what they said. Don't ever trust anybody with a butt cut, or dude with a butt cut. And I was like, David Warwick. You know. So I don't know. I forgot what I was saying too. That's what old people do. We forget what we're saying. Did y'all see my Satan taco thing though? It was in that video that I shared with Melanie. I'm sorry, Zalema and Rachel Smith. When I took all the uhs out, and they're painful. If I could do all the videos like that, that'd be great. Just have it just flow. It would. Lil Brand said, you know, well, there wouldn't be much of a trial audio, you know, left after you do that. And again, I say a lot too, and so it's just nervous tics. Yeah. So see, I just did it again. So okay. Make it count. You know, make it count. I was looking to see if I had anything of David Warwick, and thank God I don't. So, So, there you go. There's her with her visions of glory. Right there. Bottom picture for sure. She's about what? A quarter inch in? Or whatever. A quarter of the book. She's just chilling, reading her murder map guide. There. I'm guilty of glancing at Bible too. It was written by people, not God. Yeah, I learned that along the way, you know. I was like, oh yeah, duh. I just never had to really weigh all this stuff, you know. I never was a thing. It was just in passing. It was never important, you know. It wasn't like a defining factor, or, you know, I never had to decide. So I've just never had to confront these kind of issues or deal with them or work through them or figure it out or label. That's it. I really do, in my honest, heartfelt opinion, I really do believe that these labels are from the adversary. And I mean that, you know, I was just trying to make a joke, but really, I do think that, you know, when we're humans. We're humans. We all poop. We all pee. We all eat, and we all just, you know, we have bodies, and they do things. And I mean, we put on our pants the same way every day. Nobody's better or exalted or above. Now there's respect, you know, like respecting your elders, paying respect, just being not a shit. Just don't be an asshole. That's my mantra, you know, just don't be an asshole. You got one job. But I think whenever we start labeling with race, with the gender, with religion, with the race, creed, you know, all those things, then that's when we complicate things. Adam and Eve, it goes all the way back, you know, I mean, since the beginning of time. And it's nuts, and everybody has their own version. Everybody has their own, you know, vision of what heaven looks like to you, if you even believe in it. What justice looks like to you. Anything looks like to you. To each of us, you know, and that's what makes us unique. And so that's why when we gather like minds like this, then, you know, we could be a dangerous cult, you know, a destructive cult, or we can make it count. The book Winning Through Enlightenment by Ron Smotherman helped me in raising my 4 children by myself after divorce and getting my life to a survival stage. Read it if you get a chance. Will hold your mindset. This is, she's my Aunt Cherie, but she's lived over there by them Arizona witches. And she did. She raised all her kids by herself. My Uncle Russell was her baby daddy. Y'all know what I mean. But I'm so glad she's here. Really. This has been nuts. And it's really cool to see that you've been here, you know, and I just don't have time to look up New Mexico. I remember seeing that story about that girl. I don't remember her name. Something with a V. She threw her baby in the dumpster. And they flew him to East Texas. I want to say his name was Thomas or something. Maybe. But the baby was just, you know, hours old. And some dumpster divers found the baby alive. Oh my God. I was just like, what the... You know, this is crazy. But it was... I couldn't do anything because... You know, you only have so much room on your plate at that moment, you know. But I always want to. I've always wanted to. I felt bad because I couldn't help others who were in the situation. Divine intervention. Amen. Yeah. Big time. Big time. I mean, yeah. It's like electric right now. Because it's like powerful, you know? That baby, you know? It's just so... Yeah. Wow. So that's crazy right there. She's right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. it just broke my heart. But I know she was young. I'm not here to make excuses or figure out, you know, it was wrong. It's wrong. But what are we doing? You know, what can we do to make it better? To make it to where, you know, these young mothers, my mom was 16 when she got pregnant. What if she had done that, you know? I mean, it makes you think. And I think my mom's a badass, you know, because she did the best she could with what she had at the time, you know? My dad, too. I think we all do as parents, but yeah. Miss Smith 56, she says, Miss Smith says, it's not okay, but it's all gonna be okay. Love the Satan taco. It's horrible. Wonder if it was a street taco or Taco Bell kind of hell. Well, it will be. No bean burritos. Well, don't get KJ started. But anyways, alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and go. It's just been cool hanging out. When I can just, I kind of relax a lot and just kind of let it riff. It felt good. It feels good. But I'm hungry. And yeah, so it's up to y'all if y'all want to come back when they drop the audio, even if it's just for a quick huddle up. We can listen to it play out and, you know, not me botching up words. Oh, thank you, Robbie. If you can help me. My little bitty 6 button StreamYard. I'm sorry, Stream Deck is plugged in. I know, I just need to set the buttons up. Which means I gotta watch another tutorial again. I have to watch tutorials all the time. Oh, thanks, Beach Bum. I hope you feel good. Speedy recoveries. Everybody, take care of yourself. That's the best thing we can do for everybody around us, right? And I'm telling myself that right now. So, is it cool? Y'all want to do this, you know, when the audio drops, y'all want to do it, or you just want me to drop it? I'm going to do a dropping motion. You know, drop it like it's hot. So, I don't know. Just let me know, and I think we'll do a quick live if the mods are okay with that. The God Mod Squad, thank you so much. Donna, thank you. Beach Bum, thank you. Get some rest. And Trace on the Case, love you, thank you. And Robbie, love you guys. Okay, and Donna says, let's do it. So, it shall be done. So shall it be. Bam. Doesn't count for me. Just kidding. See, and I won't have to look over there when I get the Stream Deck done, because then I can just push a button over here. Anyways, love you guys. I'll see you guys in a little while. Thanks for hanging out.